Hello and welcome to Scott's Garage. This is part 4 of the wall map frame project, and I think we're just about ready to hang this sucker. Finish is done, feels pretty nice, it's all dry, and let's bring it into the office and put it up. This thing is big and awkward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these wall anchors. They require a 1/4-inch drill, and I was able to find a 1/4-inch drill that's kind of a masonry type. Kind of looks like this. A regular drill is just going to get eaten alive. This one's already in a little bit bad shape, but we'll try to use this one. And but then the screws that come with it, are these ones here. But that head is too fat. It's not going to fit in there. These ones I like, but I think that head is a little too fat too. These ones I like, but they're a little too short. So I was able to find these two that are long with a very thin head. So that can go in there nicely, kind of tight, but not impossible. And so I think that's what I'm going to use. It seems like it has a pretty similar diameter to this one. So it should work okay with the red fastener. And let's see how this works. I think the first thing to do is to establish the height. So we went from 7 inches to the center of that hole. And then that makes it, if we come down 2.5, 4.5 inches. So if we go to the inside part of that frame, the blue, where the blue meets the white, and measure down 4.5 inches, I think we should be good. Let's double check that dimension. That's pretty close, within 1/16. So let's go do that now. So I'm going to add a 1/16 to this. So I'm going to do 4.5 plus a 1/16, because that seems to be about where it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5 and a 1/16. So we're right here. Got a nice sharp pencil because I want to make a nice sharp line. And I'm going to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4.5 and a 1/16. That's pretty darn close. Okay, so then I'm going to put my level here, because I don't know about where this hole is going to be around right here. I'm just going to level this up as close as I can, and let's draw a line. So that's my vertical on the left side. Let's do the same on the right side. So the next thing I'm going to do is do my side-to-side measurement. So I know that this is 2.5, so 1.25 from the side. I'm going to start with the inside of that blue line and go 1.25 to there, and establish my first screw location on the left side. And then I'm not going to go over and do the same thing on this side and measure. I'm going to measure from this one all the way over, because that distance is probably not exact, but we'll get into that in a minute. So I remeasured my frame, and it is exactly 1.25 from here. So that's where I'm going to put that right on there. This is where accuracy is really super important. Now it's not so important that I get this level, because this is just a cross here. That's where I'm going to put my first hole. Now, another thing you can do is just step back and look at my measurements and go, does that look about right? Just step back for a minute, and sometimes you get so absorbed in what you're doing close up that you forget the bigger picture. Huh, pun intended. So I'm on the other side of the frame. I guess we'd call this the right side of the frame. And in theory, if we look at the theoretical dimension, center to center should be 78.5. So that means the center of this hole to the center of the other keyhole should be 78.5. But, you know, things happen and it's not exact. The way you can do it is, because it's really hard to hold it on the center of this hole, what you can do is hold it on the inside, my tape measure, the inside, and do the same thing, measure the same side on the other. Don't make the mistake of going inside to then inside, because that's going to be off. You go inside to outside, and that will be the same dimension as center to center. Let me show you that right now. Okay, so I'm clamping on, going here, and I'm really gonna look at that right there. That outside is 78 and 9/16. Really, I really want to get that accurate. And so I'm just going to get my tape measure, and I'm going to grab it there, and then I'm going to go over here. Wow, that is pretty accurate. I'm going to go right on the line horizontally, but a little bit over vertically. No, you know what I mean. And again, there's no wood, but that's okay. I'm going from the far side of that screw to the near side of this screw. And that is pretty darn close. So I think this should fit. Okay, so I think I should drill out the hole and install the fasteners. So that the screw makes that red plastic fastener spread out and grip the plaster really good. Those are going to be plenty strong enough for to hold up this frame. This frame probably weighs 10 or 15 pounds, so it's not really that much. All right, I'm stalling. This is the moment of truth. All the hard work culminates into this one moment right now. So as we saw from our measurements, it fits real nice here in the corner, but then it sits out here a little bit, actually a little bit more than I thought it was going to. And then this top kind of sticks out, and this bottom kind of sticks out. So I don't know. It looks okay. So kind of like this Last Supper tapestry, where I just went in and put screws into. This thing's pretty heavy with being a tapestry and everything. So I just put 4 screws in there, and that holds it really nicely to the wall. And that way it's also not sagging on the frame if you just held it from the top. So I may do something like that. All right, so we put 2 screws down at the bottom, 1 screw up here, and this is the last one. And I was able to hit the studs. And I started off countersinking the bottom ones, but this material is so soft that you don't really need to. I think the black screws kind of add a rustic look. I know. I know it was supposed to fit perfectly the first time and just hang tight to the wall, but you know, this wood bows a little bit and it doesn't quite like to sit flat. So some nice screws going right to the studs in 4 places. I like it. I like it. So I'm happy with it. $10, and I think it adds like a lot of sort of rustic feel, and I already feel like I want to start planning out my trips. And so anyway, thanks for watching. This was a really fun project, and I think it came out okay. Not perfect, but you know, it is what it is. It's something you know, handmade by me, and that's special. So anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching Scott's Garage, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.